A very warm welcome to CTV Sports Studio here from Wellington. I'd like to welcome you to the second semi-final of the Founders Cup 2024. As you can see on your screens today, Casablanca will be taking on Park Place after yesterday's initial semi-final. There, a nice view of field number 3. Sunny temperatures out there, 72 degrees Fahrenheit. As I say, sunny blue skies, and we are delighted here at CTV Sports to have with us none other than Chukker. Erskine, good morning to you. Chukker, great to have you with us.
Good morning, John. How are you doing, sir?
Now, Chukker, of course, you played in that very important game that we were all very much waiting for. We had a bit of rain during the week, and that game which, kept us all waiting. You got MVP, and you got the job done. So Alegria must be pretty happy despite not advancing through to the semi-finals.
Yes, obviously very happy with that game. We, unfortunately, dug ourselves quite a big hole playing against, Grant's team against Casablanca. So... that was there was a huge amount of goals to try and make back up, and we knew they were going to be tough. So it was it's a bittersweet, win, but obviously not all the way. So good.
I hear you. No, but it was great watching you guys out there in action, and it was a cracking game to watch. But now let's have a look at the lineup here of this second semi-final. As I said, Casablanca in the traditional grey shirts. They're coming into this semi-final with a 2-0. They beat Alegria and Kaya Polo, both with high-scoring games, 17-12 and 17-15. The way they line up today, we've got Grant Ganzi at number 1, playing off 3 goals. Rufino Bensadon, the 8-goaler, at number 2. Sapo Cassette off 9 goals at number 3. And Hilario Figueres playing at back. Very strong, that 6-goal Hilario Figueres. For Park Place, a slight change in that lineup. Cody Ellis at number 1. Tolly Ujoa, the 8-goaler, at number 2. Hilario Ujoa, the 10-goaler, at 3. And Marcos Bignoni at the number 4 position. So here we go then. The ball is very quickly thrown into play. And let's see who's going to get the better start. Now, obviously, quite a lot at stake here. Park Place, they came in with a 1-1 in the previous rounds. And they, of course, with that change from Andre Borodin, now putting in Marcos Bignoni, they're now a 26-goal team. So both of these teams, just like the WPL was designed for, playing off 26 goals. So let's see if Casablanca can get it through and make it through to the final. First whistle of the play as we let the umpires decide that. What is your prediction here, Stuart? What do you, or Sugar,
it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, you know. So, obviously, with them, making a decision to bring a 26-goal team at the same time, you know, it's going to be very close. And it looks very well balanced across the board. When you look at it, it looks like each player has an opposition player that's going to be very similar to them, you know, and looks across the board on both sides. So we should be in for a good game today. So,
well, I'm sure we will be. That first whistle there, right of way infringement. Player coming across the line, pretty open shut case. For those of you who didn't watch the game yesterday, let me just bring you up to speed. La Irinita faced Audi yesterday in that first semi-final. They'd actually played once before in the previous rounds when Audi had actually beaten La Irinita. But yesterday, the tables were turned and La Irinita getting themselves through to the final, beating Audi by 16 goals to 14. A cracking game.
That it was.
It was yeah.
That it was.
So first penalty, first whistle, and it'll be the man with the number 3 for Park Players, Hilario Ujo, on that right-of-way infringement. Penalty 4, and that looked like it just might have got tucked in on that near post. So Park Place getting off to the better start. Sugar, what do you reckon the strategy will be here? Will it be more of a defensive strategy from both teams, or do you think they're going to come out all guns blazing?
Like I said, I think they look like they're lining up very evenly. If they went player to player, I think they line up very evenly. It'll probably be which team decides to take a chance and take advantage in forcing a player to do something different. You know, if you look at how the two backs unfortunate. So I think it'll come down to who maybe takes a chance and maybe changes something up, because as it's set up right now, it looks like it's going to be an even match across the board. You know, both 1s and 4s are going to kind of even each other out. Both 2s and 3s are going to even each other out. And if they stay like that, it might, it'll just be a very even game. But if somebody starts taking a chance, maybe they send Marcus forward a little bit as well. If they overcommit 2 of them forward, you're going to change some stuff up. So we shall see. We shall see indeed. Now, of course, in the World Polo League, we have the triggers in place. And, of course, also the challenges. The challenges are both teams get a challenge per half. And it's always a little bit of a science involved as to when you use that challenge. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I'm just hearing now that the umpires, of course, can also trigger a play if they're not quite on the same page. One umpire says he saw a foul, the other umpire says he didn't. The umpires can call a trigger, throw that to instant replay official, the third man who's sitting here in the studio. He has a chance to look at everything very, very carefully. And as I said, the players, of course, the teams have a chance for a challenge, 1 challenge per half. Do you, in your team in Alegria, do you have a certain strategy as to when you apply that challenge? Not really. I normally try and be the idiot that stops them from challenging every play, because it's gonna, once you got it, you've lost it. So especially if you kind of feel that you might lose it, or maybe you are not going to gain that much. And so I'm always the one trying to calm everybody down and be like, let's just let this one slide,
No,
and the latter part is probably the better, if you can wait, because you never know what's going to happen at the end of the third, or in a huge part in, the fifth or the sixth, so.
No, and that's a very good call, because it makes sense to apply that challenge when you're 100% sure, because you don't want to lose that challenge.
And at an advantage, you want an advantage, so obviously stopping something that's going to create a difference, like a part in the game where they can maybe score, or you're not just getting, not just giving it up, And a lot of it comes because it becomes very emotional, and you feel like you got messed. You feel like something, you were slighted a little bit. You're like, you know what? I'm just going to challenge this. Thinking, I'll win and I'll just keep it. But so a lot of times it's just let's calm down, let it slide. So that's my job, is to try and stop everybody challenging every call. So we all want to challenge every call.
No, but that's good. That's good, Chukker.
Yeah, so very little strategy on my part. So.
Well, as you can see on the screen here, Casablanca get a foul, an open goal penalty, 30 yards. And that will be easy pickings there for the 9-goaler Sapo Cassette. While we were talking, obviously we're looking at the screens. It looks like a little bit of a shaky start here. Both of these teams, I think, just still struggling.
Feeling each other out.
Yeah, feeling each other out, looking for that rhythm.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot at stake here. I mean, how does one, or can one even prepare mentally when you have a game like this, knowing that you could make it through to the final?
I think it's probably a combination of everything. The uncertainty of when this game was going to get played. It felt like we went around the track for a solid week. Just round and round circles. So then it suddenly arrives, and when it arrives, then you've got to get into it. And it just depends on how long it takes for you to get into it. So.
Well, on the move here, Park Place once again getting very close towards that Casablanca goal, fished out of the air by the man in the blue helmet, Sapo Cassette, but did he obstruct a player from Park Place?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe if Ilario just ended up sort of folding over a little bit after this play. Ball pops up, it kind of comes straight back at us, and he was sort of kind of coming across the field.
Exactly.
He might have just folded over, but it looks very tight defensively, Oh, I love this time of the year. Look at the horses, how they shine. This is the best time of the year,
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, we've gone through the January, February, and they're starting to pop already.
No, I think, as you said, I think first Chukker jitters here. I think both of these teams are just sizing each other, getting a sense for how the pony's running. Conditions out there absolutely great. So a hit from the spot here, penalty 2, and a good choice here to take it from the spot with the number 3. So Hilario Ulloa picking up his second goal of the match and putting his team Park Place in the lead. So going back to whether or not they were going to come out a bit more offensive, I mean, you would think possibly that early goals, and as many of those you can get, the better, to put the pressure on your opposition.
Yes, obviously it's going to who's going to fold first. I can't at the moment see anybody gaining any advantage yet. I think it's like you say, everybody's still just feeling each other out. We haven't quite seen a system yet of who's kind of gaining control. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. None of these teams yet have found that rhythm of playing the play or the game that they want to play. I'm sure it'll come. That'll calm down as we continue. Little over or little under 3.5 minutes left to play. Casablanca on the move here with the number 2.
Oh, nice pass.
And Sedon on the halfway line. Well, broken play, and I think this is what you were talking about, utilizing or seizing the opportunity when you have a broken play like this, and this could be an easy goal for Ulloa, and it is indeed. Toli Ulloa picking up his first goal. So a bit unfortunate there.
Yeah, it's a broken play. Looked like an awesome pass. Rufino, goes to fake like an under the neck, dumps it off to the right. Sapo looked like he had it. Obviously, Ilario picked on him, timed it perfectly. Gets the back shot, unfortunately, the ball doesn't go that far, but it goes far enough for Rafino to not be able to get it and get it. Those are the goals we all try and stop. Where they just get an easy run, or it just happens to go. And that's probably one of my biggest flaws. I have a saying where in my defense, I hate to play defense. It's just, and that's the whole game, really.
Absolutely.
And so those are. And it's just not really. It's the whole thing is to not let those guys get. If a good goal is a good goal. There's nothing you can do about that. Obviously, then you get a little overzealous, and then you foul, and then you're just giving them that goal anyway. So the idea, you see the great players, even when it looks close, they'll keep themselves away. Anything can happen. Hit a leg, come off a cane. So they're just so diligent about making sure that it's the hardest way possible to score a goal. But so that for us is the worst way to give up those types of goals. And when you do that too often is when you start feeling that waterfall effect. You just kind of, man, we're trying so hard and they just seem to get a goal on the other side. It takes you forever to score one and then they get one or two. So that's really, and shockingly, I'm really bad at that part of the game. I get a little too cherry picky and sit on the other side and wait for it to come my way. But it is what it is. So. The whole point, and like any sport, the whole point is that tightness that revolves around. We don't always have to score more than them. We just can't let them just score easy ones.
Correct.
So,
well said. Here we go then. Quick courtesy change. Players are back out on the field. If you just joined us, a warm welcome to the second and very important semi-final of the Founders Cup 2024. We already know that La Irinita, who took care of business yesterday against Audi, will be in the final. That is due to come on your screens on Wednesday. We'll come back to you on that a little bit later on. And just to run you through who's playing in here this morning, Casablanca in the grey shirts, led by Grant Ganzi at number 1, Rafino Benzadon at number 2, Seppa Cassette at 3, and Hilario Figueres at number 4. For Park Place, we have Cody Ellis at 1, Toli Ujoa at 2, Hilario Ujoa at 3, and Marcos Bignoli coming in for Andre Borodin. And as you can see on your screen on the top left-hand corner at the moment, Park Place are in the lead with 3 goals to 1. It's been a little bit of a patchy start.
Just a little touch there by Codes at the end of the, trying hard, trying to get to the front of him, trying to get a shoulder on Sappo. Sappo's obviously so quick on that turn, and when he gets going, Codes tries, and then just mistimes it just a little bit, So we haven't quite seen. It feels like we haven't quite seen them organize themselves to where they feel comfortable. But I think Sappo's starting to gain a little bit of control of what he wants this game to sort of feel out. So.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. He's just picked up his second goal of the game here, penalty 2, and. I can imagine that, of course, in a situation like this when there's so much at stake, you're going to be looking for a player to take the initiative to lead that team, drag the team, pull the team, and basically steer them like a captain would in that right direction. So here we go, ball back in play, turned around. Figueres, did he come across ever so slightly? Well, the umpires didn't think so. Park Place will capitalise on that. Round the side he goes, and that could be a shot now for the number 1 for Cody Ellis. Just putting it wide there, so still a little bit nerves?
I think so, across the board. Once that sort of eases out, then it starts becoming a little easier, but... you get a little jittery and you just fire off and hope, you're hoping for the best, but they're working well off the board.
Nice pass out to the right-hand side. Picked up by the number 2, Benzadon. And now up to the front door, looking for Ganzi. Ganzi waits for the ball to ricochet off the sideboards. Picked up in there, very quick, Park Place, very quick. You can see that at the bottom of your screen, Hilario already going up. Pass clearly having his name on it. Cassette will try and clear it and send it back. Yeah, Hilario appealing then. I think his appeal might have been heard. How did you see that, Stu?
I'd say so. he took a chance. If he was able to flatten out, he might have got lucky. Maybe if you're able to flatten out and play in a way back. Laurie is always. Even then, I don't think he would have been able to get away with it. If it had been a little further, he might have got it. But Laurie is always pushing so hard. He's one of those players that it's incredible. It's incredible to see his work rate when he pushes so hard. So a lot of the times you're forced to just. It's almost like plugging holes, because you just know he's coming and coming in. So that sort of it sort of affects the game in a sense that it makes your defensive plays a lot more rushed, and that's sort of what they're probably trying to capitalize a lot of the time. They make you rush so that then they can then kind of try and capitalize on that. But obviously under those circumstances, everybody had turned on that, and I don't say it's not a bad foul, but it's sometimes you take a chance there. They don't blow that. It's such a fine line right there. Now you're turning and going back to goal. So you have to really put pressure on yourself there to maybe give a midfield out of it. So.
Well, thank you for that, Chukker. And with those words, we will leave the players and you for a short break. Join us when we come back here in just a few moments for Chukker number 2 of the second semi-final of the Founders Cup 2024. Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us here on CTV Sports on this fine Monday morning. We are coming to you from Grand Champions Polo Club Field number 3 for, as I say, the second semi-final of the Founders Cup. And we are delighted to have Chukker Erskine from Team Alegria in the studio this morning. Once again, a warm welcome. Good to have you with us, Chukker. Just been talking about that first Chukker. If you've just joined us, Casablanca, of course, in the grey shirts, playing against Park Place in the blue and yellow. Park Place just picking up that one extra goal in that opening Chukker. But Chukker, as we were saying, at the moment, very, very hard to tell who's got the upper hand.
100%.
So here we go then. Chukker number 2 getting underway. And let's see if Park Place can latch on to the way they've been playing in that first Chukker. Well, we were just talking about the nerves that I'm sure will calm themselves down as this game continues. Hilario Figueres turning that ball around, looking for Ben Sadon. Ben Sadon will pick it up, but he's got traffic coming in. Cody Ellis will try and block him. Nice pick up there on the near side, round the bend. Still, look at this. This is great Polo here, and what a superb finish there by Rufino Bensadon.
So cool.
Leaves his man behind, and he's got to take the outside. And of course, picking that up again on the near side, not an easy play. And then the finish.
I had a guy on him, had Cody on him the whole way. It's he's got that classic, his father probably comes from Bouty, Bautista Hagi. It's just, it's just very, very smooth. He just he's part of the horse, he just folds into the horse, so it makes it very pretty to watch.
So back to the halfway line they go. We have the equaliser with that, but now let's see what Hilario Ulloa, he of course the highest handicap player on the field out there, 10 goals to his name, and I was going to touch on that, Stuart. 5 10-goalers in the Founders Cup.
Very cool. Yeah.
But it does that. Is there a sense of intimidation, or is it something more like a challenge for you?
I think you always want to play against them. It's just cool. So and then obviously there's just that sense that you're playing against the best.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part.
Great to measure yourself against, indeed. Oh, steal here, and what a cheeky steal, and where's that ball going? Well, it just went wide, but...
He's so quick.
Yeah.
He's so quick. I tried to steal one of his mallets one day, and they're like fishing rods. I said, let's switch mallets, and mine was like a 2x4. And his things are like these little... And he's so quick, So when he makes a move with that wrist, and that ball just pops, so...
Here we go then, knock in from Park Place. Yeah, but they're standing well here. They're marking up very well, Casablanca. Trying to force Park Place into a situation where they have to, maybe not have the control. And then Casablanca capitalizing on that. But again, they steal it back. Really very tightly matched here. This second semi-final, broken play, picked up by the number 3, Sapoka set. Now then, we were just talking about how quick he is. Nice ball control, sent back by Ulloa. Ganzi will leave that one for Hilario. Hilario will flick it back up to the front. And away we go here with Park Place, opening up things a little bit. Once again, player with the number 2. This is Toli Ulloa. He's got a clear run to goal. To Ulloa with a cut shot. Didn't quite get enough power on that one, did he?
No, maybe a shot there would have been your best bet. You had Supper chasing you down. Going to courtesy change. It's obviously hindsight's always 20/20, but under these circumstances, you weren't passing the ball there. You take a shot. You maybe had that gap, but. A lot easier said than done sometimes, So, but again, we also played on this field. Played awesome the other. What do we have? A week's break from that Sunday to Sunday now, which is it's a week and a bit since we lost that huge big rain that came through. We played this field was awesome the other day, but again, they're playing this field again, which was 4 days ago, something like that, 3 days ago, and you can see that that whole week was probably the hardest thing to get through, because you're now trying to not only just keep your horses where you thought you were meant to be, and then at the same time trying to get them to peak a little bit, and it's not easy to do when you're just going round and round circles on a track, So probably you'll find who's going to be able to manage that, the best they can as well. Will probably be effective towards the end of this game as well. But they look like they're popping the horses today.
Indeed, yes. And as you were saying, that field, all the fields really are big compliments to the Grand staff here at Grand Champions Polo Club, doing such an amazing job. And we've had so much positive feedback from all the players, how well the fields are running, of course. So, courtesy change, the second of the game. We are in the second. Chukker, Park Place, ready to get the remaining just over 3.5 minutes going. And we've got a lot of polo coming up for you this week here on CTV Sports. It feels like the week of all the finals. We've got the Top Pony 8 goal coming up tomorrow up today even. We're starting with the first of our finals today. The Top Pony 8 goal, that'll be this afternoon. It's coming from Santa Rita, of course, here on CTV Sports. Amaro Polo versus Victory Polo. And then, of course, the final of this tournament, the World Polo League. And let's just go back to that now. We've just seen the man with the number 3 here for Casablanca, Sapo Cassette, take that ball out to the left. And right there, Sugar.
It's a hard one, but that one, I presume they're going to blow it against Park Place. But it's such a tough one to judge, because what ends up happening is the player that goes to take you, you beat, so then you start fishing, So you're like, okay, well, I'm beat. But theoretically, yeah, he can't cross that line. But once you pull out, it's to the umpire's discretion. Did he quit pushing, or did and give up the right to that line? It's a tough one because it's such a close call, And the minute you get beat, you start fishing anyway because you're trying to get the foul.
Of course.
So it's probably going to come down to what our third man says. Mr. Lane sitting next to us.
Yeah, well, the two umpires. This is exactly where they can call a trigger on that play, and our third man, our IRA, as you said, Steve Lane, who's of course right here, will be able to look at that.
I guarantee both of them think they're right.
Of course.
Yes,
of course.
There's no way around that,
Well, I'm not hearing anything, so I'm guessing that they probably will have worked it out somehow. Yeah. Two umpires, tend to most often work it out.
We're having a committee meeting now about this, that's for sure. It's amazing that with 10 people on the field, it takes us quite a while to figure out one play.
Well, here we go, the fair play bowling, and we continue with Casablanca. And I like that gesture. That was a very nice gesture. Now, there's the shot on goal from the number 2. Is anybody home from Casablanca? Cleared on the doorstep. Little under the neck shot, and Park Place might just run away with this one. Nice little under the neck, but Casablanca not allowing Park Place to get much further than beyond that.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Yeah, wait for it. Well, he was definitely going for goal there. And no, they're going to let that one run out of bounds.
Yeah, you're right. So quick.
So quick.
So quick. You're forced into having to go to the left because he's going to fake, he's going to pretend, or he wants to run it that way. And then just that last decision to, even sometimes they'll leave it, like they'll pretend to take an egg shot, and you just start folding. The minute they feel that pressure disappear, that was a very, very cool play. Obviously, Supper has to have the horse underneath him. He has to know that, that you're going to maybe overcommit the other way. Under those circumstances, sometimes you hope, you on even though you sort of look like you're on the offensive, you're going in the offensive direction, your defensive play against that is sometimes just to try and leave a dead ball, but without overcommitting. Very hard. These guys are so quick.
So the equivalent of a corner, penalty 6.
Just a piece of it, maybe he got.
Yeah, and that just ever so slightly.
Looked like Elaria got a piece of it.
Yeah. So, just wide, and here we go then. Once again, Park Place, Toli Ujoa.
A lot of work about everybody off the ball up in the top right. Looks like they try and get Sapo caught.
Nobody wants to be the one that makes a big mistake here. Too much at stake.
Very smart of Sapo there.
Yeah. Coming around the outside. But they're standing deep. And, oh, look, there's the hook again. Super quick, fakes the backhand. Well, now he was hoping very much at least the number 2, Rufito Benzadon, might have been a little bit closer to the ball. But Park Place get away with it. Ganzi will pick this one up. Gets a push there from Bignoli. Over to the boards they go. Yeah, it does look a little bit messy. It doesn't have a nice flow to it.
Not yet. And like we're seeing Marcus and Grant sort of take each other out. Elaria and Cody sort of take each other out. So we're stuck in that tight middle part of the game where they haven't quite opened it up yet.
And
it's tight and quick, but it's just not open yet.
Park Place getting inching further and further towards that north end. Polo field here at field number 3, running from north to south, and that's a lovely finish. If it goes through. Oh, what a save. But then hang on, there is still a man with the number 1 on his shirt, a little backhander. Cody Ellis. But I wouldn't mind having another look at that initial shot on goal.
Great save by Rufino.
Yeah.
He didn't quit. Elaria looked like it was almost a given. And that last little tap underneath his on the near side, he's so good at that. You know, he gets way out. And
well, you called it Chukker. You know, it's defense that wins.
Defensive minded.
Yeah, that wins championships. And cheeky steal here by Ganzi, stolen back by the number 4 by Marcos Bignoli. Little flick of the wrist, deflection coming off the pony, under the neck, very quick. Nice little under the neck there by Sapo. Here's another one, a powerful under the neck shot looking for, I'm not sure if he was looking for Grant or Hilario. Grant will get a piece of it, or Willie has to go over the sideboards. Left now for the number 2, Dolly Ulloa. Seems that they're spending a lot more time in Casablanca territory, but they're just going to run out of time. And that'll bring us to the end of Chukker number 2. So just the 1 goal by Rufina Bensadon, which leaves them at 3 goals apiece. Plenty more action coming here from the second semi-final of the Founders Cup. Stay with us here on CTV Sports.
Playing in a dedicated women's polo league is great for progressing your polo. It's great for us to play together as women, to have a chance to take to the field with some of the best polo players in the world. It's helping us come together, improve our polo and keep up playing a regular high level of polo.
Like, I'm learning so much. I am shadowing some of the best women players in the sport, and it's just been an incredible journey, really.
I have played at Santa Rita before and I love it here. It's a fantastic club. They do so much for not only just polo but women's polo, so we're very excited to be here, and you know, huge thanks to Melissa and Mark for having us.
Welcome back, everybody. CTV Sports Founders Cup, second semi-final, game 11 of the Founders Cup 2024. Casablanca up against Park Place. Casablanca in their traditional grey shirts, Park Place in the blue and yellow. And we are delighted to have a special guest here at the CTV studios, sports studios here today, none other than Chukker Erskine. Once again, welcome to the show, Chukker. We've just been talking about the first 2 Chukkers. Let's just go through that again here. We've had 2 goals scored by Sapo Cassetta in the first Chukker for Casablanca. Hilario Joa also picking up 2 goals, but they left the field 3-2 with that final goal coming from Toli Ulloa. Just the 1 goal from Casablanca by Rufina Bensadon in Chukker number 2, so 1 unanswered goal. Now that doesn't really mean much, but it does give us the impression that slowly, Chukker, things are starting to settle down a little bit, and both of these teams are getting into their own groove.
Quitting fouling, you know, stop the fouling a little bit. Starting to find out where they can go. Great goal by Rufino. Here comes Grant.
Looks like Grant. Well, there was no call on that one.
Grant's on M4. Colt M4. It's a Santa Rita stud.
Yeah, they're all very, very well mounted, of course. Now then, and you can see they don't want to give anything away here. Both of these teams marking up very, very closely here. This is
Got it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a cluster every now and then. On the move. Oh, well done with the number 2 there, Toli Ulloa. coming out and beating Sapo Cassette. Well, they started towards the end, Chukker. They started to play a lot more in Casablanca's half. Is that an early indicator that they might have the slight advantage now?
Or just that they're able to put a little bit more pressure on them, offensively. So trying to take a couple of chances.
Cody Ellis here.
Very well.
Yeah, gets
So
hooked.
that he leaves the ball.
Did that go in or that go wide? Well, there was definitely a whistle. Let's have another look at that. A lot of plays going on here.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether they need to either open it up more or whether that the tightness is coming from them still feeling each other out.
Well, that ball did go through, but not sure if that will count.
Nope. It's that old hook and then hit the ball on the offside,
Yeah. So again, a good call here by a mounted official. So a hit from the spot of penalty 5A in favor of Casablanca. And that ball is not quite, well, wasn't quite perfect. Hilario also very quick and obviously quite a tall player. So just having the slight advantage there with those arms. Quickly shut down once again by Park Place, Ulloa. He might want to try and run this one himself. Tolly Ulloa on the half volley. Nice pick up here. Ulloa again slightly topping it, but then the full volley. Now here we go. This looks like a nice run and in front of goal. Just trying to keep it in play. So yeah, Park Place seems pushing.
It's Ilario. Ilario is like that motor. He's a motor of that team. So I mean, there's Tolly taking a shot at goal and he's 60 yards out, and he's got his great play. Great play by Ilario Figueres, by both, Ilario first by push, and you're talking about a Tangola that's pushing to the back line. That's so it's like it keeps that energy up, and he's just one of those types of players. You're always looking around, and suddenly you see this guy flying in from all different angles. He's one of those types that kind of gets you a little bit nervous, because he's constantly flying around. But I mean, that was a very smart play of Figueres. He knew that all he had was that little flick back. So, and then, also being able to stop the one chance that they had was then Tolly to go and try and take Sapo and make sure that he had that little flick in from the inside. So both Figueres, both Ilarios making great plays, both Figueres.
Well, that has resulted, of course, even though it was a great block and a great defense, it has resulted in a penalty 6. So the equivalent of a corner. But as you said, that's the best you could have done. Mm-hmm. So they can just now hope that they put this one wide. But Hilario Ulloa will probably put this one between the uprights.
Looks comfortable.
No, he didn't hit that cleanly. Yeah, but those broken balls, those broken safety 60s or the penalty 4s, they can be treacherous in front of goal.
100%, yeah. There's nothing worse than one a worm burn or one that comes off a hoof or that sneaks in through. So I guess like it's corner in soccer, you just never quite know. You get quite jittery when you're defending those.
So here we go then. Casablanca dodging a big bullet here. It stays 3 apiece, and once again Sapo Cassette. Pass out to the right-hand side this time. Ben Sadon.
I guess Grant's gone. It's the first time we'll be able to get it out to him.
Good, quite controlling on that play. Yeah. Sent back towards the halfway line now then. Yeah,
Good thing is to get over. The most important thing, and I feel like if you on your knock-ins, is that you get a good sign is getting over the halfway.
A lot of players topping the ball here today, I'm noticing.
I'm saying that's a week of going around tracks. You can't stick a ball in the rain,
No.
Now this is perfect.
Opens the shoulders, takes aim.
Unlucky. I like the shot. I like the thought process. So just take it. You got horse's legs in front of you. I don't think a foul was called. I think that's a courtesy change. Yeah. But I like the thought process. You get there. It's you go from a knock in from the one side. it looks like they're taking their time for the plays to develop. And for a while there, they weren't able to get out of their knock-ins. And once, to me, you get over halfway, that's enough. Enough's done. You've got enough done. To find Grant, which you probably need to do a little bit more in the afternoon. You had Grant out in the front. If you can able to find him every once in a while, let him pull you, even if it's another 60, 80 yards. Suddenly you now on the other side of the field, broken play, take a shot at goal from a knock-in. So those are those ideal sort of scenarios. How that develops sometimes can take a little bit of time. It looks like Park Place is very structured, though. So when you look on your top of the play and the top of the screen when they're knocking in, everything seems to be shut down. And everything seems to be like it's all locked up. So Sapo's having to be very patient to find his outlet pass to Rufino before they get the ball rolling. But that is a perfect example of how you really want. We're going to break.
Yeah, no, well, very well said. Players, as you can see, the nice shot of the Park Place pit stop, the crew, getting themselves on new ponies. You can see a little bit of coaching going on down there. What would a coach say at a situation like this?
A lot of the times, the coach sees something that is that you maybe not feeling in the field, and I think that's a huge part of where they can say, something like just a tiny part of your game maybe is getting bogged down, or you're too open, and they're able to just give you an ideal and get there's a
fine-tune.
There's a feeling that they can that can be seen that cannot be felt sometimes. In the heat of the moment you might not be feeling it, but somebody from the outside can feel it. So or at least can see it. So that's a huge thing. Somebody gets to tell you that, that's they can give you that sort of information. So we get, sometimes you get a little like that warrior spirit. You get a little, red-eyed. So, and you don't quite see that. So I think that can be a huge advantage to somebody.
Well, let's see if those words by the coaches on both teams will make a difference and pay dividends. Here we go then. We've still got a good 3.5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Park Place in the blue and yellow, and Casablanca in their traditional grey shirts. Picked up now by Cody Ellis here on the boards. Cody Ellis runs into some traffic. He's got Cassette right behind him, but Ulloa is there.
A lot of give and go between them. Very, very confident of, Ilario to drop it off to Cody, drops it off to Tolly, gives it back to Ilario.
Careful here in front of that goal mouth, yeah, and he was on that line, and this will be no mistake for the number 2. Finds himself just where he needed to be. Tolly Ulloa puts Park Place in the lead by 4-3.
Unfortunate off a horse there, or he couldn't get back to it. Playing a little bit more structured, maybe Park Place for now. They just seem to be not having to fight that hard for the ball. It'll come from the Casablanca side. It definitely seems like they are going to their men first.
Ilario.
I didn't see that.
Well, let's have another look. Here it comes from on the halfway line. Yeah,
the sandwich.
It's the old sandwich. Yeah. And just talk us through that one, Sugar, the old sandwich.
Under that circumstance over there, one thinks he's pushing to help, and the other thinks he's coming in to help on the other side. Maybe just a miscommunication. So it happens so quickly, and when it does happen, we get sandwich screaming bloody murder, and suddenly it happens. It's all over.
Yeah, but that, of course, is one of the big rules in polo. You cannot have, just like you can't have 2 meeting 1, you cannot tackle a player from both sides or from 2 sides. That is something which, when it happens, especially at this level, is very, very unfortunate and unintentional. But it does sometimes happen that 2 players going out for the same guy. We have another whistle. Let's have a look what happened here. The backhander coming. New line created. Yeah, they all converge.
Grant gets on it. Sorry, cutting short. Grant gets on it, and he's meant to be given a play there. So because it looked like Tolly was there. Tolly's now obviously just over. He's meant to be giving Grant a play. He can't then go and take that ball from him.
Yeah.
So, an easy one for them. Whether they challenge it or not, end of the third, presume they might be thinking of it. It's to their advantage maybe because you're going to lose it anyway. So,
well, this would be based on the risk-reward matrix. A good time.
a perfect time,
If you wanted to challenge it,
Yeah.
but.
Save a goal, the whole thing.
Yep, and you called it, Chukker. There is a challenge going on, so we'll wait for what the IRO.
It looked like Tolly gave him enough space. It's hard to judge, in the field where the lines are so fine. It looked like, so you can see them challenging it because they feel like you can see that they feel like Tolly gave him enough space, so. But it's gone against them, so.
And they've lost the challenge. I'm just hearing that the challenge has been overturned or overruled, so they've lost their challenge. But as you said, risk-reward matrix at this level of the game. So, Casablanca. And the man with the number 3 here on his shirt, Sapo Cassette, will get that open goal penalty to put his team back even Stevens. And of course, Sapo Cassette will not make a mistake there. So, 4 goals apiece. It's, yeah, a lot going on there. I think...
for the score, a lot going on for 4 goals.
Exactly, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about, and I'm sure that both coaches and captains, at the moment, with the way things are, this current status quo, can be more than delighted. It's definitely going to get exciting and very, very interesting in that second half. Still a little over a minute to play here in this first half. As yeah, I think they're going to have to maybe adjust the strategy a little bit more here and there. I mean, they've all been working very hard, but as you said earlier, feed that ball up to Grant maybe a little bit more, get him involved more. He wants it, you can feel, but both teams want it. This is.
That's always my go-to play. Stretch it out. It's not always the right thing. But it's just that my old school mentality is just stretch it out and just run them down. But these guys know how to shut that down sometimes. But and then it's that change between the two. Mr. Man, Cody.
Yeah, and he couldn't. Oh, he did. He picked it up nicely. Straight away, Casablanca are on him. And again, they find themselves or on the doorstep of Casablanca. Ganzi trying to run away with it. And the danger's not yet contained. Hilario.
Perfectly placed.
Yeah, takes the pace out of that attack. Gives it back to Sapo. Look, see, it's not as easy now. Coming down the line with 2 yellow players there. Was that window open enough and big enough? Well, it would appear so. The umpires, no call. There they come again. Number 2, Ujoa from a standstill. Finds a little gap.
Oh, quick pick up by Cody.
And Cody, can he finish? Well, great defense here by Casablanca. And they go, they're pushing. There's the lofted backhand shot. Is anybody going to be there in a yellow shirt? Once again, Cody Ellis on the doorstep. Now then, the backhander, straight across the front of that goal mouth and into the and over the back line.
Look how disappointed Cody is with himself. He just wants to thrash the goal post.
That will bring us to the end of the first half. Well, there you have it. Let's have a look at these stats. Well, obviously 4 goals apiece. Shots on goal, very similar. Knock-ins, exactly the same. They're on par. Throw-ins, well, Park Place having had 1 more. Fouls, A little bit more on the Park Place side. They might have to clean that up. But again, on the penalties, very, very even. And as I said, it's going to get really exciting when we come back for the second half. Make sure you don't miss any of the action. Founders Cup semi-final number 2, 2024 here on CTV Sports.
My name is Nacho Estrada. I'm from Argentina, 8 goals.
Hilario Figueras, 5 goals from Argentina.
My name is Martín Jauregui. My handicap is 6 goals. I'm from Argentina.
Silvestre Novillo, and I'm from Argentina, Buenos Aires.
I'm Tomás Pérez from Argentina, and I'm 6 goals.
Francisco Spinacci, and I am from Argentina, Buenos Aires.
I'm Juan Bolini, and I'm a 3-goal polo player right now. I used to be 8, and I'm from Argentina. No, actually now I'm American.
No, here is amazing. The view, the fields, everything is super nice.
Question is what I don't like about Aspen. I think I like everything about Aspen. The weather, the field. Right now in the summer, I would say the best club in the world.
Friendship, the people, the scenery, everything. This is my 7th year coming in a row, and I feel like I'm at home right now. So me and the family were around like we know the place for a long time, and we enjoy the summer a lot.
When I come here winter and summer, I actually like Aspen more in summer. There's more stuff to do.
All the mountains around here, like it's a pretty nice place, and it is nice to play because there are very good horses, and I play with a lot of friends.
No, I like the polo, the horses, and the people.
I like to do mountain biking and to go to the lake.
Yes, going to the lake, stay here in the barn, everything.
It looks amazing. It's my first time here, but all the things they're doing today is amazing. So I'm gonna be enjoy. And I appreciate to inviting me to be here in the season.
Christmas in July, kids are always looking forward for it. The day they come to Aspen, they know they relate it with Christmas in July. It's an extra that they have here.
I like Christmas in July because we like get all together and we receive a lot of presents.
Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us here on this Monday morning. It is still Monday morning, just coming up to midday. We are tuning in here to, and you're watching the second semi-final of the Founders Cup 2024. If you were with us yesterday, then you know that Audi, who played in that first semi-final, did not quite go the way they wanted. La Irinita made it through. They'll be waiting for the outcome of this game. And once again, we'd like to say a very warm welcome to our special guest here at the CTV Sports Studios today. We have from South Africa, and of course, a man playing here in the World Polo League, none other than Chukker Erskine. Welcome back, Chukker.
Thank you, sir. On a Monday, beautiful Monday, everybody's at work and sit down and watch some polo.
Exactly.
Sacrilegious playing polo on Monday. It's our Sabbath. I don't know what we're meant to be doing, but it's the best possible thing to do. You know, sit at work and watch polo.
Absolutely.
Can't beat it.
Well, listen, let's just talk about this first half. We were just talking in the halftime break. It's a little bit patchy. It's a little bit messy. It's not quite what we'd hoped for. But then again, you know, when there is so much at stake, you can't really be surprised. Excuse me. Not a lot of goals in that first half. Sapo Cassette picking up 2 in the first and 1 in the third. But Rufina Benzodon also picking up a goal in the second.
Best goal of the day so far.
Absolutely. And then over by Park Place, we had 2 goals from Hilario and 1 from Tolly, 2 from Tolly as well. We were talking about what the coaches might be advising the players.
I'd say shoot. I'd say shoot from further out, maybe take a few more chances from 60, 80 yards. You know, they seem to be getting shut down, and then they're all trying to, you know, and it seems so tight. And so we thought it would be over after the first chukker, that scrap, you know, and it just seemed to continue for the whole first half. So if somebody is able to, you know, somehow, I'm not saying we have to run up and down the field, but I'd say maybe take a couple more shots from a little further away and see if you can kind of sneak them in that way, you know. It just doesn't seem to be working this way, you know. So,
well, let's see if that is indeed the case. Play will, of course, resume where the first half ended.
He's gone.
Yeah, and this could be one of those breakaway plays you were talking about. Hilario Figueras. He's really... I mean, he's always been a very talented player, but the difference between this year and last year, I think, is for me, is phenomenal. Well, we're going to have another whistle.
Might have got a 2-on-1, you know, so he might have had to wait for that little back shot from his brother. Good pickup out of the air, got lucky with that one. Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So good call again by our mounted officials who, now we haven't touched on those. We think, or we have the impression that they are doing a very, very good, which is a very tough job,
yes,
especially this season.
Yes, my impression of when umpires are doing a great job is when I don't notice them.
Yeah,
I feel like that's when they do their best. You know?
Yeah.
And it's just that they really have to control the game. They really actually have to be the ones that, you know, put emotions aside and say, and when they control a game beautifully, I think that's when, and that's sort of when you see, you know, people not worrying, not talking about, you know, that's to me is a well officiated game, and obviously keeping the danger out of it, you know, because polo players can be pretty stupid, you know. So.
Well, we got it on camera now, but thank you. Yes,
that's exactly what I said. Like this was the perfect scenario. Take that shot, you know.
Yeah,
I like that. Make it or miss it, you know. Take that shot. I like that. I think we can have more chances of that from now onwards. So.
Well, it's
seems to have. Did they have Ilaria going to Ilaria in the first? I think they might have. Yeah.
Well, here we go then. Chukker at number 4, 4 goals apiece, and very, very hard to gauge at the moment. We saw those halftime stats. Remember, we'll be bringing you the full final match stats at the end of this this game. But it feels like they're kind of still stuck in that first half.
This might be our day.
A little deflection coming off the pony there of the number 4 of Marcos Bognoli.
I don't know. I don't see anything there. Supper seems quite disappointed as well. Maybe underneath his horse. And I presume if the first team to really, the shutdown and the short outlet just invites a little sloppiness, and obviously we can't just, run up and down the field, but I feel like a little harder, the worst, because I can't hit the ball further than 40 yards, but
that's not true.
A little harder, sort of, a little bit harder, a little bit more forceful would be probably a little bit more ideal going ahead, like you say, we haven't seen much of a change from the first half, so hopefully this changes a little bit.
Well, there we go then. Hilario Ulloa.
Struck nicely.
Yep, very nicely done. So Hilario picking up the first goal here in the second half.
Always fun to play with your brother, so.
Yeah, that's always a special, must be a special sensation when you've got, well, whether it's your brother or we've got father and son playing a lot, of course, the Bellinis playing together, Figueras, Ganzi and Ganzi, of course. Which reminds me, your two boys, Caden and Ash, are they going to follow in Daddy's footsteps?
Not a chance. One thinks it's stupid, and then the other one, I think he just does it to appease me, So, but they should both be at school right now, so hopefully none of them are being a little naughty. But there we go. I like it. But that's what I like. I like the shooting. I like that shooting at it, So, Caden is left the house. Ash is the last one at home, so he's a mummy's boy at the moment. So.
Okay. Well, and do they want to do any kind of sports? Are they sports-minded?
One is fanatic about climbing, and the other one is soccer.
Okay.
Who loves his soccer, but they will ride just to keep me happy, I think. Unfortunately, because I got a ton of horses. So.
Well, yeah, well, that would help.
Yeah, that would help if I had
getting some extra horse riding in there.
Exactly.
Ball going over the sideboard, so we will have a change of possession, and that will be quickly taken here by the number 3 by Hilario Ulloa. Seems like forever ago when they used to have, when the ball went out of bounds, you'd have to line up on the halfway or on the line and throw it in. Seems like ages ago, doesn't it?
It was probably the best rule change in polo. It's a game changer, because you would hit it out and it would be like, fine, it's a scrum like in rugby,
Well, all of a sudden here, Sugar, Hilario Ulloa and Park Place are turning things up a little bit. First time we've actually had a 2-goal gap. Let's have another look at this play. Started all off by Tolly Ulloa. And then he leaves it for brother Hilario. He's got a little bit of traffic in front. They need to clear and just gets the putter out. Nicely done. And all of a sudden, Casablanca are 2 goals down. 4 goals to 6. Courtesy change. Is this the turning point?
Huge play by Marcus Bignoli over there. He picks 2 people. They're trying to sort each other out. Both Park Place players managed to sneak away. One gets past, maybe, gets past Supper, but was, obviously Supper created a play that, stopped it. But it really started with Bignoli right in the corner. He forced 2 players to get locked up, and once they came out of that, he had both the Joas running down your throat. Cody had pulled, I think it was Rufino or Laria back. So scrappy play, but that's sort of what we've been seeing the whole day, you know. So,
well,
like from that, you know, that like what we're talking about, from that rule change of that throw in from a, you know, that old throw in that we used to have a ball going off the boards. You know, you're getting a free play. We always used to say that. We used to say, so I'm trying to age myself now, but you know, if you're giving away a foul or something like that, you're giving away that possession. So that changed really that rule. I always thought that when the flow of the game was, you know, it was incredible. Especially when we used to run. You'd run and then hit the ball out. You'd do a huge big loop. By the time you got back, 30 seconds had passed, you know. So.
No, good call, good point there. So, 3:34 on the clock, 6 goals to 4 at the moment. It's going Park Place's way. But, well, we all know how Grant Ganzi, Rafina Bensadon, Sapo Cassette, and Hilario Figueres, once they get their mojo going, how well they can play. And I'd be keen to see how they're going to respond. Now, this could be a nice pickup here for Ganzi. If he can get underneath this, he does. A bouncing ball. Ganzi just cleared there by Cody Ellis. And that just goes to show how closely they're marking up, but we've got a whistle.
Yeah, Cody probably on this offside. Grant, you know, you got to give him the right to be able to take a swing at it. Nice pickup, was very patient, waits. Yeah, that's going to be called all day.
Yeah. So.
Penalty one?
Penalty one indeed, yeah. Okay. Penalty one, and that means an automatic goal. And, of course, ball possession or ball placement from the halfway line.
Very well done, Grant. Waiting patiently.
Yeah. So, Ganzi in the right place at the right time. Now then, this, of course, is positive for Casablanca. We saw that Hilario was teeing up a ball earlier on. I'm not quite sure if he was trying to go for that 2-point conversion. I mean, we saw that Fred Mannix went for one the other day.
Sneaky, you ran right past the back line.
Yeah.
It didn't go that high either, you know, so he was a good shot. It rolled way past.
Did you see the one that we've only had one so far, Santi Tocolina?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I think Fred called it, like Fred said one day, I think in one of his broadcasts, he said, you know, you'd hate to see these kind of lines on the polo field, but maybe your 3-point arc, you know, so you could get to a little closer.
Well, Hilario, I think he was going for it. Didn't hit the ball cleanly, but I'm sure they would be happy with just the 1 point at this stage.
Safa going for goal, I like that. He's just shooting, which is awesome to see.
A little bit of a cluster on the sideboards there.
My favorite word, cluster.
Down the boards. Yeah. Picked up again by Hilario. Couldn't control it. Ujoa. Near side forehand. Nicely done. Yeah, you see, it's starting to flow now. It's starting to flow. Well, there will be an appeal against Hilario. Did he ever so slightly close in?
Did it get past his boot? You know, I don't know. Hilario's pushing pretty hard. The Park Place definitely seems to be trying to move the ball a little bit more. The gap was closing.
Yeah.
It was closing.
So the umpires making that pretty quick decision there.
Again, nobody's really walking away with it, so it's still maybe too early to see, you know, whether there's going to be much of a change. It definitely feels like Park Place is trying to open it up a little bit more.
Yes,
though.
Absolutely. So penalty, open goal penalty again. Hilario. Oh, nicely done. So back to that 2-goal cushion, and I just wonder whether that 2-goal cushion is what they're struggling with now. We're in the fourth chukker, still a good 2 minutes left to play.
Yeah, this time, yesterday's game, it was 11-10 or something.
Yeah.
You know? So it was two completely different games that we're watching. So this is going to be a struggle, I think, all the way to the end. It's going to be a tight one.
Well, Casablanca have won the throw-in, and that's a big step in the right direction. Sapo Cassette having to come back a little bit further into his own half to pick up the ball and run with it. Topped it ever so slightly, but look at that three-man defensive chain from Park Place. Ganzi nearly picked it up on the full volley. Now careful. Hilario. Still Figueres. Oh, he's done very well. Good work here from Figueres. Wanted to go for that under the neck shot. Left it behind. Sapo Cassette. Those are going to play advantage. Still no foul. Yeah, not going fast enough. Hilario in a sword fight. Stolen on the near side here now by Park Place. And away we go. Ulloa. Ganzi, hard bump, hard ride off there. Got a piece of it. Left behind now here for Volley. Oops, and again a deflection under the next shot. Nicely done from Figueres. Trying to tee it up there for Rufino Bensadon. He gets a piece of it. Bensadon trying to outplay Ulloa. I'll have that ball go around the outside of him. They have been running and gunning the last few seconds.
Good play by Cody. Playing very tough. Oh, lucky.
Cassette. Cody. Ellis. Long reach there for the hook. And that should bring us to the end of Chukker number 4. So,
hard fought.
Hard fought indeed, and a lot of work by both teams. If we isolate this Chukker, Park Place definitely winning it with 3-1. So, we have 2 more Chukkers to look forward to. Make sure you join Chukker, Erskine and myself when we come back here on CTV Sports for the second semi-finals of the Founders Cup 2024.
When I founded the Taqueria 48 years ago, the goal was to service polo players fieldside and carry a complete line of polo equipment. Since those early days, we now carry everything for the horse and rider. Anything that goes on or near a horse, you're likely to find here in our store. We still have polo equipment made by polo players for polo players.
Welcome back, everybody. A warm welcome to CTV Sports and the 5th and 6th Chukkers, which we are still waiting to be played here in the Founders Cup second semi-final. We have the one and only Chukker Erskine with us here this afternoon. Once again, a warm welcome. Great to have you, Chukker. Of course, Chukker playing for Alegria.
Thank you very much, Juan.
And before we continue, I need to just correct myself. I talked about a game this afternoon, which of course is still happening. It's not the final. It's just a top pony 8-goal game, Amara Polo versus Victory Polo. The final is scheduled to take place on Wednesday. And we also have the final of the 6-goal, the Halo Polo 6-goal final coming up on Thursday. But At the moment, it looks like we could have a double whammy here on Wednesday, the final of the World Polo League's Founders Cup. We know that La Irinita are waiting for the outcome of this game, as the winner of this game will be taking on La Irinita in the final on Wednesday. Tomorrow, then also on the 12th of March, another final at 2 p.m., the SIBA Memorial. So a lot of polo to look forward to, especially now in the final stages of these tournaments. But of course, the season is far from over. Plenty more polo to come. CTV Sports, GCP.com, of course. Grand Champions Polo Club, you can get all the information. So if you haven't already got the app, make sure you download the app and get all the snippets and information on the daily updates as they come in. Now then, Casablanca down by 2 Chukker. What will the game plan be here?
Suppo looks like he's doing a lot of work trying to get something going. Unfortunately, the board's over there. Patient, but no. Oh, didn't see anything.
Hilario. Now then. He wanted to take a shot on goal. Let's have another look at this. With the number 2, Ulloa.
Totally just looking over his shoulder again. He's going for the hook. Maybe calling Cody riding over it. So Grant gets a hook. Cody looks like he's trying to put pressure on Suppo, and then maybe just gets over it. Ball gets kicked. Suppo trying to get the back shot. Cody's foot over it, which at least stops their offensive play. Suppo definitely seems to be looking for to try and make a difference after after the set play gets developed. He's finding space and then going to start it again. So they might need to bring the other two in a little bit closer to help him get away.
Well, they seem to at the moment have a little bit more possession of the ball. Now then, can Cody Ellis do something magical here? Well, he certainly can.
Sneaky goal. It looked like he was going to go for you as a little away cut, a little way back shot. And right at the end, just set his body, opened those shoulders, and a soft-wristed little shot. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool indeed. And that's his first of the game.
Yeah.
And with that now, 3 goals. Park Place starting to slowly run away with it. They've won the next throw-in.
They seem to be hitting quite a bit, so...
And this time a little bit too far for him to reach.
Yeah, I don't know if they called something there, whether Cody was slower. Rufino was definitely looked like he was trying to get round the corner, just to get around to gain the shoulder, but nope, doesn't look like they called anything. Cody might have been okay. They're going back. Cody looks like he gets out in front, but Rufino had the horse to chase him down. Cody gets going. They pass him the ball. Rufino gets around. He's getting around. Maybe Cody's... I don't see much.
Well...
Either way, it looks like it's going to go back to Casablanca foul or knock-in, so it's irrelevant.
Indeed, so they have possession. And you can see there, Suppo giving all of his players a little bit of an update and a brief on what he wants. This game is far from over. A good 4.5 minutes remain here in the 5th and penultimate Chukker. And they need to start getting some of their set plays working.
So classic. We're going to get over halfway from our knock-in, so it's job done, And now you got to get back to starting to play tight. Oh, unlucky.
Nearly,
Had to go
nearly,
for it.
yeah.
Had to go for it.
A for effort, that's for sure.
He's back in the play already. Rafina's back there again. Cody's obviously keeping him away.
Now then, Hilario.
Nice back shot.
Nice back, but, well, I thought he was hoping that Sapo, now that is that new line. No call. Nicely done by Ulloa.
Sneaky.
But effective.
Mm-hmm.
There's the daisy cutter up to the front door, looking for Toli Ulloa, but again, he read it well. Oh! There must have been a whistle just before that.
Yeah. I think Big Nolly was trying to follow across, just to follow, keep under his man, and they just snuck in front of him. You watch a play develop up in the top of your screen, outlet pass going out there, doesn't get to him, Supper gets it, takes it forward once, and then Big Nolly looks like he's just following his way. He's just trying to keep with his man, otherwise he's going to get shouted at. You don't want to get shouted at by the rest of your teammates,
So an opportune moment for a courtesy change.
Mm-hmm.
And then whilst we...
Sometimes not a bad thing, for the guy that makes that play, because it just ends up being, it's just a good foul, you hate to say that, but, you lost your man anyway. It's just a spot hit for somebody now, and you get to go get your man. It's like taking a flag, or taking a yellow card on a defensive play in soccer. You're like, my man's gone. I'm going to grab a jersey. I'm going to trip somebody up. So it's not a bad, and sometimes not a bad foul.
So when you're
Which I don't foul. I never foul.
No, of course. You're a very clean player.
I'm like invisible. I'm like a ghost. So I don't foul at all. So when I get blown, I'm very confused about why they blow whistles on me.
And when you're not playing polo, what other sports do you enjoy?
I love playing golf. We have a very tight competition with our family. My mum, my father, my sister, my brother, my mother. Just an artsy fartsy. She does nothing sports, nothing competitive about what she does. So, but the four of us are the worst. We just get in each other's skin. So I do a lot of golf, and that's about it. A lot of riding horses and a lot of golf. So.
Right, here we go then. Taken from the spot, Hilario Figueres, Casablanca at the moment, down by 5 goals to 8. Sends it over to Sapo. He's got Ulloa, who must leave enough space to allow him to make that play.
Off that Pies Pony, Laurie's. They seem to be grabbing the broken plays a little quicker.
Yeah.
At Park Place. When a play breaks down, they seem to be waiting for that more.
Oh, nicely done. A little bit unlucky there, but Gansey will stick with him. Gets the counter right off.
Yeah, he never quit.
Nope. Cassette has to try, and he does well to clear it up, but not without risk, playing in front of his own goal mouth.
No, and these guys are staying very tight, so you hope for that easy outlet, but it's when they're putting so much pressure on you. Unlucky.
Now then, Hilario. Will he go for a big shot?
There we go. And he's free.
Good touch. Nicely done.
Very seldom see that. Very seldom do we see that,
I mean...
But that's the perfect case scenario. A broken play, it sets itself up. You get a Lauria just bombing it down there, and you got Supper flying down the middle. So it's almost... you turn back to go to the middle, and you go to the throw, and you're just like, oh, this is a goal. So that's very unfortunate for Supper, It's looking quite tense, but I think it's still that who can do that, who can get away with those kind of broken plays. That's sort of what I feel like. That's how we're going to end this game.
Yeah.
Who's able to capitalize on those broken plays.
Well,
definitely not going to get a running game. That's
no.
It's not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen.
Sapo on the move. Wants to feed that ball to Hilario.
Good non-call.
Non-call, yeah.
Good non-call.
Ellis.
That's okay. I like it. Take a swing at it.
Picked up now by the number 2 in grey here. Ben Sedon. Over to the...
They've got some players in the front.
Yeah. And there's that long ball that we were talking about earlier. A few more long balls or balls from distance to try and at least pepper that goal. And they're going to start doing, I think, a little bit more of that. Cassette round the outside. Leaves Bognoli behind him. Oh, nicely done. Cassette, yeah, wants to make everything right. And this time he hits the post. The last one went out to the left and down the post. Oh, my goodness. Park Place dodging 2 amazing bullets. And that, I'm sure, will bring us to the end of Chukker number 5. So 2 massive opportunities here by Casablanca, which they were not able to convert. Just the 1 goal then from Cody Ellis in Chukker number 5. It's going to get super exciting when we come back here for the 6th and final Chukker. Stay with us here on CTV Sports.
Another great season. We had a blast this year. Great fields again. They keep getting better and better. And we got lucky with the rain this year and had a lot of fun polo.
There's nothing better than being out here in Aspen playing with these great people. Amazing views every day. I mean, how could you ask for more?
Best part about being out here in Aspen for the polo is the fields, the community, Melissa and Mark, the great competition, and the amazing horses and how the horses enjoy being out there.
I love the town, I love the valley, I love also spending time here in Carbondale. So I just love this place in general. I have a lot of friends, I've made lots of friends over the years. The Ganses have created a spectacular place here that has become a really important summer destination for polo in America.
Aspen, I love it that our family's around, there's a ton of horses, a ton of golf, and a lot of fun polo. So.
Unshaved.
Welcome back. 6th Chukker action. Great to have you with us here at CTV Sports, bringing you the 2nd semi-final of the Founders Cup 2024 with us. And it's been great having you. We've got Sugar Erskine from Alegria, and we were just talking about how this game has developed and how it's been going. Well, let's look at the score sheet. And it was still very level up until the half-time break, 4 goals apiece. But it was in Chukker number 4 when Hilario Ulloa picked up 3 goals against the one from, well, the penalty one that was awarded to Casablanca. Chukker number 5, 1 unanswered goal from Casablanca. Again, a goal coming from Cody Ellis, a cracking goal that we saw there. And that has left them with a gap of 3 goals, 8 goals to 5.
Very patient Cody there, and then obviously Ilario fouls, maybe. it goes underneath him, he's obviously going to take a swipe at it. But this may be the best advantage. You know, it's a huge play for Casablanca, you know, getting a goal opportunity if that comes their way. I think it looks like maybe a challenge. Nope. But very unfortunate. Sapo had those 2 shots, one off their post, which is a great shot, like a little sneaky wrist thing underneath, and then obviously there's one that he, you know, unfortunately they had a long bomb from Ilario that left the ball right in front of the goal mouth. That, to close that gap, the end of the fifth would have been huge, you know. Couldn't ask for a better scenario if they get this, to start the 6, you know, at least it would have been sort of all for naught, the whole conversation we just had, but I can't say that. I presume it's a foul.
Well, the foul was against Park Place.
Yeah.
Park Place have challenged it.
And lost.
Okay, exactly.
So just Casablanca remaining challenge, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, as you said, this could be the catalyst. And hopefully we'll have a domino effect for Casablanca. Sapo Cassette stepping up to do the honours. That'll take care of 1 goal, but remember they are still going to need another couple. Here we go then. Sapo Cassette, 3rd time lucky, no mistake.
Yeah, and the goals are hard to come by today. So it's not, this 2-goal lead is it's going to be it's not impossible, but it's going to be a hard one, you know. So.
Well, luckily they've got plenty of time, so that's the one thing they have got. And I'm pretty sure that Park Place will be thinking we need to just get hold of, you know, possession, and make them run, make them work for it.
Yeah. This is the hardest part, when you up by a little and you think it's enough and you start getting a little tight and you stop playing aggressive or you stop playing offensively, you end up playing like a little bit more defensive minded, which is just a hard it's a hard mindset to overcome.
Yes. Now then, Hilario.
In front of them.
I do like that when they, we see that very well in Alegria, that rotation seems to work very well. I mean, often Dale and I, we urge Fred to come up further forward.
Oh, unlucky Sapo.
And again, big chance here. Sapo Cassette could have brought them within 1. So do you practice those rotations within the team?
A little bit. I think it's set up the way it is, so Fred's probably not coming up forward because he knows I won't go back, you know. So, but he definitely has that mindset to be very solid at the back, you know. So
yeah.
Unfortunately, that I still like the
steal,
sneaky.
But you know, a little bit of luck never hurt anybody. Now then, Sapo Cassette, but he's got Ulloa right there with him. He tried to clear, which he did not intentionally want to run into his swing. Sapo's Fortin won it back. Cassette, Sapo Cassette. Now then, the finishing touch. Now that is the Sapo Cassette we know.
Yeah, that's the one we expected him to get on the other side. So. It's 2 huge plays by him. Unfortunately, the first one, he had to shut it down and go out to the right. You know, he started, looking for a foul. What a hook. And a recovery. So nice to watch him run a goal.
Brilliant.
Beautiful.
So, coming out very, very strong. Casablanca in the 6th and final Chukker.
Yeah. Just when they thought, like, oh, okay, go into the 6 by 3, you start feeling a little bit comfortable, that last little, that sit down before, that last little, little hook together, you think, oh, it's going to be okay, and they do this to you. Start the game off quickly. It's back to 0.
Oh, we have a whistle on that play.
Just a little overcommitting. Gets into the boards.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, Rufino knew it was going to come off the boards anyway. The line was going to change.
Good luck, doesn't he say? Good luck.
There's not really much Big Noli could do there anyway.
No.
So. challenging spot? Or no challenge?
Well, this is the question. Park Place, remember, they used their challenge. It got overruled, so they lost their challenge.
No, I'm saying it's Casablanca challenging the spot.
Ah, that's the ball placement.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe not. They're just giving it to them there. You don't want to lose that challenge.
No. So then, Hilario. Play is called. Casablanca have it all to play for. And that pass not long enough. And
beautiful give and go.
Very nicely done. Just not able to control it. Cassette, little under the neck.
Nice drop back to Sapo. Give and go back again. Everybody's marked up though. Oh, nice.
Good pick up by Hilario.
Yeah.
And a nice clearing shot there from Marcos Bignoli. Puts it out towards the boards. Cassette.
No foul.
No foul indeed. And Cassette just will now walk that one in if he can. Sapo, Cassette. Well, there's the equaliser. 3 in a row here from Sapo Cassette.
And all starts off with just a let's go down there and fight for it down there, you know.
Yeah.
Comes up his horse, sneaks it away. I'm sure Hilario's claiming that it was over. Sapo's going to fight his way through that.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
So.
Game has definitely changed.
Yes, it certainly has. And, well, when did we see that at all? We saw that only when Park Place did that. Hilario Ulloa, he picked up 3 goals in the fourth. So, a wake-up call for Park Place as we have our final courtesy change here of this game. Chance to once again remind you that we have, as I said, the Top Pony 8 goal this afternoon. Coming to you from Santa Rita, Amaro, Polo versus Victory Polo. The final of the Top Pony 8 goal is scheduled for Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Tomorrow, the 12th of March at 2 p.m., the SEBA Memorial Final. Make sure you tune in for that. That should be a cracking game of polo. And then on Wednesday, 4 p.m., the final of this, what you are now watching, the Founders Cup. That is scheduled to be on your screen, CTV Sports, Wednesday afternoon.
It's going to come down to who makes a mistake, you know.
Yep. So. And within the next 2 minutes and 50 seconds, we will know who will be in that final, i.e. who will be playing against La Irinita. Like I said, they qualified yesterday by beating one of the top favourites, Team Audi. And at the moment, Sugar, it very much looks like Casablanca are on a roll here.
It's hard to let Figueres go when he's got such a good reach.
Yeah.
You got to go commit yourself to making a defensive play. Down to 2 minutes now. It's almost like you don't really want to give up too much possession. You must see that. I mean, it's been slowed to almost a so.
Well, this is a point of the game where whoever makes a mistake will probably have the hindsight. Now then, Ulloa. Hilario Ulloa, as if nobody wants to challenge him. Hilario Ulloa, is it over the line? That's the big question.
No whistle?
Well,
no whistle.
Let's have another look at this. You see, he has all the space. Nobody coming, and you think, well, where is everybody? Yeah. Then Cassette comes in. He avoids that hook. In front of goal. Yeah. And you see a contact there as Tolly.
Just snuck underneath Figueres' horse, under a lot of Figueres' horse, and Tolly got it. So.
Yeah. So Tolly picking up his second goal, and that puts
minute 30 left.
Park Place back in the lead.
Laurie with the ball, Tolly going forward. Feel like they won't give this up.
No.
Maybe go to the corner. Force them to come fight him over there. Takes a shot.
And look at
save by Rufino.
Wow. But the danger's not yet over. It'll be left for Sapo. Now then.
I couldn't tell if Ilario was on that line. Sneaky by Rufino. Cody giving a lot of pressure. Going towards the middle. Maybe. Going towards the middle.
Yeah.
Can't see the outside. The overhead. You can't see him come into the frame until the end, how much of the line he had. Figueres gets called off, obviously, because Sapo is going to try and get that ball himself.
Well, the foul is, at the moment, against Casablanca, and they are, and that makes total sense, throwing in or utilising. Yeah, they lost their challenge.
Yeah, expected.
As you were saying, as to be expected. So now then, no team has a challenge left. Now, should this game go into overtime, should Casablanca score, then of course both teams do get a new challenge. Yeah. So, Casablanca.
Sapo looks quite disappointed.
Yeah. Especially when you think about how strong they came back out here at the beginning of the sixth Chukker.
It always seems to be the case, when you're down by those, 2-3 goals, you get that whole effort and you go and you get tired back up, or you go, and then for some reason they get one goal, and you're like, damn it, we killed ourselves for 4 goals. They just sneak one goal in and they're back on top,
So as a result of that then, Park Place and Hilario Ulloa with an open goal penalty too. Straight down the middle, no mistake. And
that's the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, his 6th goal of the match. As you can see on the top of your screen here, that clock shows no mercy. They will play the last 30 seconds out.
Yeah, a tough, hard-fought game on both sides. Obviously, Sapo brought them back. But I think just too little too late at the end after they scored that last goal on the other side. The goals seemed quite desperate all the way through the day.
Yes.
Every goal was hard fought for. Every goal was. That will end it.
That will end it indeed. So, final score then as the players shake hands. The stats will tell us exactly where we see any gaps, but great pictures here, great sportsmanship. Casablanca, of course, not overly happy. Final score then, 10-8. Again, shots on goal, not much in it, just the one there, 15-14. Knock-ins, 4-7, maybe work a little bit on that. Throw-ins, very much similar. Fouls.
Weird, right? Fouls.
Yeah.
So many fouls one side, but didn't affect it really that much. Maybe it was just more middle of the field, so.
Stuart, from all of us here at CTV Sports, it's been great having you. We hope we see you back here again. Thank you very much, my friend. We wish you
pleasure.
And please send our best regards to the entire Alegria team.
Will do.
And we look forward to seeing you out there on the field, my friend.
Always a pleasure to sit with you, man.
Thank you. From all of us here at CTV Sports, thank you very much for tuning in. That was the second semi-final. We now know that Park Place will be taking on La Irinita on Wednesday. But remember to tune in this afternoon for our top pony 8-goal Amaro versus Victory Polo. From all of us here, thank you very much. Enjoy your afternoon.